The only person that pointed out that $1 million was no money was Damon Dash, and he has no money now.
125th Street, it was you, Murder, Dame, I think Biggs was out there. Dame Dash, and Murder, Mace, was about to have a fight. What was going on in your mind at that time? Was you gonna break it up? Like, what was going through your mind?
All right, this the dead honest truth. These is both my niggas. Like, both of them is my niggas, both of them. So this was tough, man. I had to make a choice. And listen, this choice didn't mean that I was on either one of them, so I would have rather broke it up. But I seen where it was going. So when they was in each other's face, I just kind of approached and I was like, yo, Dame, you gotta chill, yo. And Dame looked at me like, what? So you gonna jump me with this nigga? And I was like, yeah, I don't want to, but I'll be honest with you. And listen, Murder say, Cam, get the fuck out of here. But I'm be honest with you. I don't know if Murder knew or not Dame could box. And I'm not sitting here going to say Dame could beat Murder, but he had way more boxing experience than Murder. I couldn't let Murder get into a fight and he don't know Dame is a Golden Gloves boxer. Then the shit would have been nasty. I couldn't even let him have a fair one with him because he would have been blindsided that he's fighting against a well amateur fight. Like, a lot of people don't know Dame for a Golden Glove. Dame be in boxing tournaments and all that. I remember Dame was in a boxing tournament one day. I wasn't at the tournament. He came in second place. And he was outside with the trophy with the gloves on for like 3 hours to press, like, let this sucker nigga beat me, man. He was mad. Dame is really a boxer, and I couldn't let Murder walk into that blindsided. So I kind of took Murder's side in that situation.
I'm listening.
You acting like a girl.
You move like an old auntie. You an old Harlem auntie.
I could punch you right in your face like a grown man. I'd like to take this time, if you like, because I know you want to know about well, I'm going to tell you. So what happened was, when 50 smacked Cam on his hips, I really was mad about that because, you know, at the time I considered myself his OG, and that's no shit that I want him doing. But what I was saying was, you over there with Steve Stout, someone I slapped, and someone I'm beefing with, and 50 who's coming at me, pause, and you letting 50 smack you on the hips, and y'all chilling? Something must be going on. A Harlem never lets anybody smack him on the hips, on the ass. Not even in ball, be like, yo, stop, chill, don't smack me on my ass. And 50's a smart guy, so I felt like he was sending me a message, like, I got your little mans. I got your Tony Yayo. I got your Memphis Bleak. I got your little brother. I'm smacking your little brother on the hip. So I called British, and I said, what are y'all doing? It wasn't as a joke. It was like, what's going on? Because I'm a warrior. I've been going to war my whole life. I love it. I'm 54 years old, so I could tell things. I do this. And he was like, nah, he thinks cool. I said, y'all not going to tease him or nothing? I'm calling him. So I called Cam. Now, he says his side, but I'm like, yo, I'm telling him that was funny, but yo, don't let nobody smack you on your ass. It wasn't a joke, haha. It was a joke after. Like, I don't like that, but yo, wanted some real shit. Never let a man smack you on your hips. We don't do that. Now you do it, especially now that you're doing all this, don't start letting them do that, because that's not no Harlem shit. I told him, and I'm going to tell, I got to get at him about it, and you're going to get caught up. I asked him if he was all right with it out of respect. Oh, all right, let me just tell this story, then I'll get some, my blood sugar's going low. I can't eat, so y'all got, no, you know what'd be good? The, pause, that shake, the coffee shake, pause, with all the nutrients in it. Can y'all do it as soon as possible? Because my sugar. So I'm like, yo, all right, whatever. And then when he got mad about it, I didn't understand it. And he waited a while to do it. So I'm like, what I didn't like was, number one, now that you have a platform, that's not what you want to be teaching younger people to do. It's bad enough as it is. You want to get on a platform and say it's okay that when your OG calls you to talk about something that you're going to say, I'm not going to answer that, and I'm going to talk about it on TV. That's not the ideals that I want him to be. That's not the message. And that bothered me. It was embarrassing in that way. Like, damn, my OGness, my teaching is wrong. What's wrong with this nigga? But I'm like, I don't know why he's doing it. And then I was going to respond, but I was like, that's what everybody wants to see. Like 50 and Steve Stout, they have popcorn. They're using him. I just don't know how. But they're the ones that will benefit the most because he smacked them on his hips. And it made me think he must have loaned him some money because now he must be telling them what to do. But when he did that, I was like, F it. I let it slide. The Queen of Harlem happened to be up here and she talked me off the ledge and I let it slide. And I didn't have teeth, it was during Puff's trials. This is perfect. I don't want to talk about that shit at all. They're going to be saying I'm talking about this. I'm not going to say nothing. I don't want to do no interviews. And then he starts getting that, talking about my money and all that shit. Then he gets that honor up. And it's a lie what he said. It was a lie. So I'm like, why is he lying? And then I'm like, he knows Mook is in there. Pause. In the movie, Smoke Dizza, my OG Daniel, Black, my whole crew. So you trying to diss my whole crew and make what they did whack, but everybody else says it's good. It was in the New York Times. Kanye gave the illest fucking premiere and everyone said it was, everyone has said that. But why would you diss something that represents the Queen of Harlem's in it? Why would you say that? Now I got to do something. And I just got my eye surgery and I'm like, this is perfect. But you know, when you get anesthesia, it doesn't come out your body for about a week. But I said, fuck all that. I'm sick of this shit. Because I knew I was getting my mouth done, pause. And I knew I really wouldn't be able to talk. So I said, I got to do this today. I don't give a fuck. And the thing about Cam is, I've known him since he was young. But he's known me since he was young. So I don't see why or there'd be any benefit. He knows what's going to happen here. Not violence. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe they convinced him. I don't know. It must have been a lot of money. But now I say what I say. And then my son calls me and says, Cam gave him some money to do an interview on his show. And that really bothered me because Cam knows, he known Boogie since he was born. He knows our relationship, the reasons for certain things. That would have really damaged our relationship. It would have fucked up a lot. And that's not all right to me. And if we on some street shit, when you fuck with the kids, so it also means you must think I'm soft, that you could fuck with my kid. So to me, I'm like, this is what it was like. Because I pattern a lot of what I do, or I'm influenced a lot by the gangster movies. I watched The Godfather. So The Godfather 2, it was his little brother. It was Fredo. So right now, if we were saying, what character is Cam in this movie? Because he botched up a hit. They tried to hit him. His brother tried to get him hit, but they missed. Cam is Fredo. He's Cameo. That's his new name to me. He's Cameo. And to me, Cam going up against me is like Fredo going up against Michael Corleone. And you saw what Michael Corleone did. He hit the 5 families in one day, and he made everybody think he was weak. That's power. So what happened was he botched, for me, because I'm not dumb. Let me put this in context. Do you remember 50 saying that he had a documentary about Puff with Netflix?
Yeah.
It was highly promoted. So I know he be capping. There's no rights to buy from Paid in Full. The thing there is I was there. I don't have to buy rights for my own story. I already told those guys' story. Now I'm telling my story, my pain in full. I don't have to buy the rights. Never hustle. You see, another thing that was bugging me out was Cam made this statement that he was the best that ever did it in Harlem, but he never hustled one day that I know of on a Harlem block. And because you said that and did this thing with my son, I don't want to answer it. That's why I told the story about why I never hustled with Cam. The reason I never sold a drug with Cam. You know why? Because when he was young, I was on my way to the hill, me, him, and Big L. And I made a left on Amsterdam into a checkpoint, and I didn't have a license. But at that time, they didn't really always lock you up, but they sometimes did. So I was like, yo, I think I can get out of this, but I'm just letting y'all know I got 3 bricks in the car, but I'll wear it. Cam started crying, man. And he told us right then and there that he would put himself in PC. Dad, I'm putting myself in PC. Me and Big L like, what? So we went to the side and was like, you know, afterwards we were laughing, but we were like, I was like, I will never hustle with him. He's a ball player and he does music. So I never really, he's a civilian. But you can't be saying you the best that ever did it in Harlem and you never sold drugs. And if you had to go to Ohio after you was a rapper, that's not the best that ever did it. How dare you say some shit like that? And another thing is like, they made up no homo, but this thing saying pause has pause on his forehead. You didn't make up pause. So you lost your rights. You're not, to me, you're Fredo, you're Cameo. No more. Pause. Don't act like every time you say pause, you're celebrating the Godfather, me. We made that up. Stop saying it unless you think I'm the best that ever did it. Don't act like you did it. That was, I'm like, and the reason why is they can't say no homo, because they'll get canceled. So now you're going to try to now take that? So how could you say you the best that ever did it? Don't ever say that. So I also have to regulate that because I don't want people ever to think that's a reflection of Harlem. Guys that curve, stab their brother in the back to help them out, won't pick up their phone. And this is the thing about the character, my character. This is one thing Cam knows. If a nigga punches me in my face, I'm swinging back immediately. I'd rather get my ass whipped. I'd rather get beat. I mean, I got jumped by 30 niggas. I fought all of them. I caught some stitches, but fuck all that. I would not be able to live with myself if somebody punched me in my face. And when I asked my cousin why he let True Life punch him in his face, he said, I wasn't getting paid this day. And he didn't swing back. So I wasn't fighting for someone that's not fighting for themselves. And he's warned that. We are different kinds of people. You'd rather get punched in your face and not swing back in the moment. It's not even a thought. And then I'm like, he hanging out with Steve Stout. And I remember when I smacked the shit out of Steve Stout, he did not swing back. So he should be in that crew. They're the not poor swing back crew when they get punched and smacked. I'm not in that crew. This is because you f***ed with my kids. This is why I'm saying the truth. I'm not holding you down no more. Pause. So you could never think that you're going to fight a man that fights is going to be the man that has already let niggas punch him in the face and he did not swing back. And of course, you're going to click up with the nigga I smacked in the face that didn't swing back. You guys are brothers now. That's your crew. Go get money with them. Do that. But now you know what happens when you f with the Godfather. If there was a movie that if he was a character and paid in full, he was a character and paid in full. He's Rico. Right? Right now, that would be a Rico move. This thing fucking f with my kid. That was crazy. But he's not Rico. He's Rico Suave now. So when y'all say good job, Rico, call him Rico Suave. That's what I would do. Because there's like a level of, I'm a guy that fights. And I could say this, I fought everybody. Jay's a good opponent. I can't beat him yet. Pause. And I'm not trying to beat him. I'm just protecting myself from the things he's tried to do. But he has resources. He got a lot. But these other guys, they don't fight like that. They're not used to that. And I'll go head up anytime. I do it all day. He's fun to fight. Pause. This dude, he's never been in a real one with a real one. Never. This is what I do. I fight Lior. I fight Steve Stout. My ex-wife's lawyers were Trump's lawyers. I went head up with them the same way. Shapiro, I talk to him like he's my son. Trust me on that. This nigga was talking for Rockefeller. How the f you going to talk about a company that I started? Get the f out of here. Ask him. I went to war with real warriors that beat other people, but they're not beating me. We went to court. We had to call it. It was a dismissal, or we settled. Like, they didn't win. I was able to sell I won that, actually. I won. We went to court and I won to me because I was allowed to sell my interests. And they said I couldn't. And if you remember, they accused me of trying to sell something I couldn't and saying it was the whole thing. That was a lie. But it's all fair in love and war. Through this, I want to say this. And I hate to have to say this, but I am a gentleman. A real warrior respects real warriors and real things. They really do. So, just even with Cam, I do think I made a mistake. Bleak, I got a lot of respect for Bleak now because I realize his strength. I'm not saying he's the smartest light in the room. That's not his superpower. It's his loyalty. You can't say nothing about that man's big homie. And every time he's seen me, he's been a gentleman. Every time. And he's been the only one that took a call and talked to me. But the loyalty, he's been I'm thinking, damn, maybe I should have made him the vice president. That's where I fucked up. I didn't see his strength. It takes time to show loyalty. I'm talking about this nigga, because the reason why I'm saying he's not, because he will not let you say a word, even if homie's dead wrong. He'll say some stupid shit, but that's what you're supposed to do. And I see how hard he's working, despite the fact I don't think that Jay takes care of him at all. And he's still out there. I got to respect that, man. And he will never say nothing bad about his big homie. So I want to give a cosign to Bleak, and I hope that any way I can help him get money, it doesn't mean I want to hang out with him or his crew. Because I be seeing Cam asking that stupid shit like, I'm not trying to I don't want to hang out with niggas. I don't mind hanging out with because he's funny, but he's loyal. And that's what it's like now I was like, damn, I thought like I got Cam, he got Bleak. Damn. And I thought that was way stronger, but look. So yeah, anyway, I can help him, and I think everyone should support him, and everybody should do his interview. Any way I can help your show, let me know. He's a gentleman. I can't, and a real warrior will do that. Doesn't mean I fuck with y'all, but I respect that, and if your big homie taught you that, good teaching, bro, because look at this. Now, what you got to remember is I've always said I don't trust dudes. In the Bible, the closest person to Jesus killed them. And it always happens that your best friend is the person you've given the most to hates you the most for some reason. I saw it happen with Jay. But you think I'm going to let that shit happen twice? Once I saw them hip smacks, I started to prepare. So God keeps doing that because it keeps working. That trick keeps working. But I'm not going to be surprised. I'm going to be prepared. And that's why, again, I don't know what they did or what they're going to do, and I don't care. Cam had Fendi call me yesterday, FaceTime, because he found out, he didn't know I'm the chairman of Revolt right now. But I think he knew I had a show coming and he wanted to be the executive producer. First of all, Fendi, no disrespect, but he don't have a mustache. So I said, Fendi, I don't trust niggas that don't have a mustache, especially dark-skinned niggas without a mustache. From Brooklyn. But also, Cam plays too much. Like, I'm not doing this trick booking niggas and all that. But, I'll talk to him later in person. Really, he should come on the dock, pause, and go for a ride with me on my boat on the lake. That's what he should do. I'll talk to him. I'm going to go get a boat so we could talk with a lot of plastic on it. Nah, I'm just playing. So, that's really that when it comes to that.